Okay, welcome back. Let's take the point home. Federal government, through the Minister of Finance, says no more borrowing for, quote, the 2024 budget.
Well, unfortunately, we cannot escape borrowing next year. That's the truth. Let's not deceive ourselves. But I think what he's saying is that they want to try as much as possible to reduce it, which I support, in fact, which is the right way to go. Because you can't survive on this net when you're spending 96, 98% of your revenue on debt servicing. I mean, of course, there's no money left for capital project, except you also borrow to do that.
But
right now, we don't have that. We are still doing that. So there will be no magic to translate us suddenly, to that point where you will create that surplus that you'll spend on infrastructure. And be very sure that this government is ambitious about driving critical infrastructure, and that will involve money. And there's no way we will get that,
without borrowing some more,
without having revenue. And right now, we don't have that revenue base. Of course, I know that by next year, we'll have some tax policy that will bring more persons into the tax net. Then, too, we'll be able to drive the MDAs to be very sure that let's create the account. Don't spend at all from what you generate. Pay it in first. The government can get to pay you your portion back. You can't be the one generating and still spending at the same time.
Yeah.
Number 3, let us drive security. See, the biggest problem I see, it's not even the Boko Haram. It is the economic insecurity. You have Nigeria, the nation is losing revenue around the oil pipelines. We're losing revenue in solid minerals up north. Let's try to see how to block those loopholes so that we can drive oil production per day, to maybe at least $2 million, to 2 million barrels per day, so that we can earn more forex. The pressure you have now on the forex is just the scarcity. When you don't have equilibrium in demand and supply, of course, you have a shift. That is the issue now. Then 4, we must also ensure that we reduce the waste in governance. That's it. You will save a lot of money from there. If you can also go a step further to try to block the loopholes in illicit fund movement out of the country, I'm sure we will have, of course, some substantial amount of money to fund our budget. We won't be running this deficit, style of.
And even about to drive this home, we must go back to the land, agriculture.
Yes.
We can make money from it.
We can make money.
It's not overnight. It will take
In
some
addition
time.
to what he said, you see, sadly, our leaders are very much aware of all that he has said. They know. Because people have said this over and over. It's all about what do you do with what you've been told. All the various advisors, they all cannot be dullards. These are intelligent people. These are professionals. So when you are being advised on how to go about the economy, how to revamp the economy, do you take this advice or you just take the ones that are going to be of benefit to you and you yank off the rest?
I heard something new the other day. KJ, let me share it with you. Common sense is not a gift, but a punishment, because you are having to deal with people who don't have it. And this is the time that was.
Unfortunately, maybe if we are discussing something around the population who may not likely agree with the government on anything at all they say, perhaps that will come into play, because you have a population today, they don't want to hear.
Do you blame that population? You don't.
Well, it's a product of the system we have, that we have driven for years. The educational system we have in this country. If we don't change it, Nigeria is going nowhere. This idea of everything is about certificate, that a man can go to school to buy it, because that is what you're asking for. And unfortunately, he goes to buy, he's the first to get the job because he has his way around.
That's it.
And the brilliant boy or girl who comes out of school with his merit, it's even riding Okada with his second class offer.
Because you have made the country largely certificated.
If we don't change that approach.
All right. Even about ours is to form the opinion. Let the decision makers make use of them.